Hello, I'm Jay from Volunteer Audio, and today I'm making a video covering our very first 2026 Street Glide Limited. I'm going to tell you about this bike, about the new things that were added, and why so many people have waited and wanted a limited version. We're also going to go over the factory audio system that comes in it, explore how much power it has, what speakers are in it. We're going to do a huge upgrade to it, and we're also going to do an SPL test before and after. So you don't have to take our word for it. We're going to show you with correct meters just how much we've improved the overall sound. So watch the rest of the video as we go over what we can do to your new Street Glide Limited. So every time a new bike comes out, we've got to bring it in, tear it down, and figure out how to do the upgrades properly without voiding warranties and making everything plug and play. I also like to take that time though to look at the new designs, see what's been added, and see what you're getting for your money. So let's go with what we visually can see before we've tore the bike down on what Harley's added to these new limited models. All right, I want to start at the front of the bike. First off, you're going to notice there's a much taller factory windshield. That short windshield that came on these factory hit me right in the mouth with the wind, and I couldn't breathe, nor could I hardly talk as I'm going down the road. So everybody's had to upgrade the windshield, and this is going to be a huge improvement over that small one that came on the base models. Let's go down here to our lowers. Now, we're used to the Street Glide Ultra in 2025 having a lower as well, but this is the first time that Harley's introduced the ability to put a speaker in it as we moved into 26, but that it also comes factory with fog lights installed. You could have added these to the Street Glide Ultra, but on the Street Glide Limited, you're going to get the fog lights without having to go back and pay more. A couple other things you're going to get that maybe you didn't know about. It has like a cold weather package. So you have heated grips coming factory. That's normally on the CVO. The base model didn't have that. You're also getting a much more comfortable seat. This thing is really, really plush, kind of like the road sofa, but it is a heated seat from the factory as well. So you've heated for the front and the rear, and there's buttons on the side to select that. So a common complaint that I've gotten as I've brought new bikes in is the customers always complaining that Harley got cheap and deleted their hill shifter, and you'll notice on this new Street Glide Limited, your hill shifter is back on without having to add that on your own. So for 2026, we have a completely new redesigned Tour Pack. Now this is the first new body style bike with the Skyline OS that came with a Tour Pack that has rear speakers. We'll talk more about the audio in a second, but I want you to look at just how much more comfortable this Tour Pack looks overall. And something that I saw that I really like is the fact that normally if I'm taking a seat off a bike, you have a hard time getting to the bolt on the Limiteds. They made it where this center backrest just snaps out. It's using the same pressure fit points like the side covers do, but now you have access to wiring and seat bolt pretty simply, and it's very easy to take on and off. So you also know I'm the audio guy, so I'm always looking at what did they do to make it sound hopefully better. And I did notice this, in the Tour Pack, we have much larger vented areas allowing that speaker to use the Tour Pack space as a speaker enclosure. This is going to hopefully give us better overall mid bass and better sound. Now on the Street Glide Limited versus the Street Glide Ultra, you also get factory lighting on that Tour Pack. Now we do realize this light is brake only. It does not do turn signals. We've had some people complaining about that already, but keep in mind they also changed the under seat connector. Used to, it was a 12-pin plug that went to rear lighting. It is now a 16-pin, so most of your aftermarket companies are rushing to try to build these new parts to come up with something with the new bike. I'm sure soon there'll be replacement lighting with turn signals integrated for you guys who want to change that out. All right, so they've also changed the rear lighting. The Street Glide Ultra had a light very similar to what was on the base models or even the CVOs, but in this case, when we went back to what some people call a tri-bar, it's 3 lights across the back. It's kind of large. A lot of people aren't really a big fan of it so far. And the license plate bracket itself, well, I think it could have been a little nicer as well. So we're going to wait and hope that some of the aftermarket companies make better looking lighting to go on the back of this bike all the way around. So back to the audio. You know that I'm going to be wondering what did they do to it. Now this year, 2026, HD Audio by Rockford introduced a new Rockford Stage 1 speaker. And I thought that would be on this bike because it has Rockford Fosgate grills front and rear. But to my surprise, as I was checking it out, and we'll pull out the speakers as we go on a little later, they actually had this speaker in it. This is the Boom Stage 1 speaker. Now they're going to call this Rockford Fosgate, but Rockford actually built the speakers from 2014 all the way up, and they didn't start using their name till 2021 on the Harleys. But this speaker is what would have been in your CVOs from 2014 to 2021 with a Boom 1 audio system. In those bikes, it would have had a 300 watt dedicated amp and these 6.5-inch speakers with the offset tweeter, and they would have been a 2 ohm with a very small magnet. This is exactly what I found in the tour pack as I was taking it apart, but we still have that silver 200 watt amp in the fairing. So we have far less wattage. And when we tested that amp, we got 30 watts per channel, whereas that older Boom 1 amp would have been 65, 70 watts per channel. So under half the power of the old bike, same speakers, really not an upgrade. And one of our first customers that called in about this said he bought the Road Glide Limited. The dealership touted it as having this upgraded audio system, and when he went down the road, he found out immediately that he couldn't hear it like he wanted, and it was nowhere near the upgrade that he thought he was getting. So overall, I really like the additions, the new design. You guys that like to tour and ride cross country, this is going to be the bike you want because these new body style bikes already ride magnificent. So adding the comfort of a better seat, the backrest on the tour pack, and all the other creature comforts that they're now giving you, I think it's a good value to get this bike. The audio is very lacking, but we're going to go a little further. I'm going to let you see how loud it is with an SPL meter, and then we're going to tear it apart, do an upgrade. We'll talk a little bit more about each component as we take it out, and I'll let you see at the end just how much louder it is, but also how much better it sounds when we get done with our upgrade. All right, so before we do our upgrade, we need to get a baseline on where we started. So I have a DM-RTA connected to a computer, connected to a CM10 microphone. We have this set up, and we did a previous video, you might want to watch it, where we tested the base model bikes with the 200 watt amp. We also did the CVO models with the 500 watt amp and then our Hertz upgrade at that time. So we have a video where we went through these tests. At that time, we had the 200 watt amp just running a set of fairing 5¼ inch speakers. And if you go back and watch it, this exact same test, plain pink noise, did 104.4 decibel. Now, this bike has 4 speakers. Also went up to a 6.5-inch speaker. We would expect by doubling the speakers, even with the same power, we're normally going to gain about 3 decibel. So I would expect this to be 107, 108, somewhere in that range. And I think you'll be blown away with what you see the Hertz does when we're done. But let's play our pink noise. I'm going to unpause it. We're on HD Signature EQ. That's the loudest EQ. We're perfectly balanced in here. And CM10 is picked as the reference microphone, which locks it where we can't go in and move the gains and adjust and make things weird. So I'm going to unpause it. We've got it on a peak hold. It will give us that peak number on our mic. And let's see just how loud we are at the beginning. All right, 107.5. So 104.4 plus 3 decibel. That's exactly where we think we would be by adding 2 more speakers or doubling our number of speakers. Doubling your power normally gives you 3 decibel. Doubling the number of speakers gains 3 decibel. We'll find out what we get by going all the way up from this small amp to 1,000 watt RMS, or roughly 30 watts per speaker to 180, plus our more efficient Hertz speakers later on. We'll also let you hear it at the end too, so you're going to want to watch all the way to the end. All right, so when I looked at this speaker, it reminded me a whole lot of one that we've seen for years. So this is a Boom Audio Boom Stage 1 speaker. It's a 2 ohm speaker, and it also says made in China. And here we have the new speaker, also 2 ohm, also made in China. And you'll notice the magnets are extremely similar in size. Baskets are very similar. It does have the RF stamping, and we saw on the later Boom 1s, this was common to see that stamp there where it's not on this one. Now on the other side, the same bridge, the same woofer, the same surround, very, very similar speaker. The only difference I see is the holes that were drilled as far as where it mounts. These are off so that the tweeter's in a different position because the tweeter used to be offset in all of them. Now they're wanting them more so straight up and down. Looks to be the same speaker. This is not, I repeat, this is not a Rockford Stage 1. And it's actually a good thing because this speaker is probably my favorite of the Boom speakers, if there could be such a thing. It was the better of the factory speakers. It was 2 ohm. It was very efficient, and you're really going to need that on the 30 watts that's in here. The new Rockford Stage 1 speakers, which is their next step up, is only 88 decibel efficient, so they're not very loud compared to, say, the Hertz speakers we're doing are 96.5 decibel. So if we gave them the same power, these Hertz speakers are 8 decibel louder, which is pretty amazing than the Rockford Stage 1s. They're also 4 ohm, and if you put a 4 ohm speaker on this amp is going to do far less power. Instead of 30, it's going to put out more like 20. You lose about a third of your power, and 20 watts would be even worse. So this is the speaker that we're used to seeing in those 21 and older Boom 1 bikes. And it looks like Harley might have had some of them left over and decided to put them in the new 26s as well. So let's move on to putting our new speaker in our pod and comparing it now to the speaker that was in there. All right, so we're going to compare these. They're both a 6.5-inch speaker, and Hertz makes this to be a drop-in. As you see, it has multiple mounting options, including a hole for this alignment tab, so we don't have to cut anything on our pod. On the back side, you're going to see a much larger neodymium magnet, and here is our Rockford. Here is our Hertz. As you see, that magnet is way, way stronger. This speaker is going to have a much better tweeter. Fully weatherproof, longer excursion. It plays a little better bass. It's more efficient and louder, but it's just an overall better built speaker in every way. And they're fully 3-year warranted and weatherproof. This tweeter is going to be brighter, meaning it's going to give a lot better clarity while we're going down the road to overtake the wind. So in the back, we have taken out the same speaker that we had in the fairing. This is the one that reminds me of the Boom 1 speaker. I think it is the same speaker as the Boom 1 earlier on, 6.5. And we're doing the Hertz SV165. It does not have a tweeter in the middle. This is a mid-range, plays into the mid-bass range, but don't get confused. It's going to play full vocals all the way up into the treble range, but it's going to give us better overall mid-bass and tone. That's what we're after on this. We get our treble and our clarity from the front. This is going to have treble, but it's going to have more bass, so we're going to get more warmth, more enjoyable sound out of our system having this in the back. So I'm using a grill that I will tell you did not fit. I had to grind the outside edge down about 1/16 of an inch all the way around to make it fit. And we're going to offer both this if you want it, and you can do a little bit of grinding, or hog badges to go on that original grill. Rockford made that grill small enough, or Harley did, whoever designed it, that most all the aftermarket 6.5-inch grills that come with the speakers are not going to drop in to this new tour pack. But a little bit of grinding, we made it work, and I'll be sending those original ones off for the hog badges. To power these speakers, we're going to be using a Hertz SP4.900. That number is a little deceiving because it's not a 900 watt amp, it's a 1000 watt RMS. And in this scenario, we're going to be doing 4 speakers, so it's about 180 watts to each speaker, continuous power. Whereas the factory amp in this bike is 30 watts per channel. Now, if you wanted to add additional speakers though, like in the lids or in the lowers, this amp can run up to 8 speakers, and it automatically changes its output when it sees that additional load, going from 180 watts per channel to 290 watts per channel. So we've got plenty of power for any of our future scenarios. Giving us that crystal clean signal, we have our digital interface. This is an HD A2B 8 SeirenHD interface. Volunteer Audio and SeirenHD built this together to talk to the Skyline OS system. So as that radio is being used, and it's not really a radio, it is an infotainment system with your gauges and everything on board, it is digitally sending out all of the audio to the factory amp. When we remove that amp, we need an interface to now take that signal and convert it to something our amplifier can use. We have onboard communication digitally with the radio, and we maintain every factory feature from fade to balance to all the preset EQs. We also retain auto speed volume, and we give a crystal clear, clean signal that's very strong into our amplifier to give us what we need to get the perfect sound out of that factory radio. All right, speakers are configured, polarity test is done. It is time to find out how loud the system is. Earlier, we used our DMRTA, we used our CM10 mic setting and our CM10 mic, and we did a test on the factory system using pink noise at full volume, and we got 107.5. Now the base model system with only front speakers did 104.4, 107.5 in the new limiteds. Let's see how much volume we're going to gain by doing our Hertz system. Let me get it turned up and let's hit play. Wow, I should have probably got some earplugs before I did that. 118.6 is ridiculously loud compared to 107. So we are looking at 11.1 decibel louder. Now you're going to get 3 dB by doubling your speakers, 3 dB by doubling your power. We did way more than that. We didn't double our speakers. We have the same number of speakers. We didn't take up any additional room, but we have gotten a tremendous amount of extra volume. 10 decibel is twice as loud to the human ear. I don't know how they come up with that test, because I know how to electrically test and know what 3 decibel is, and doubling power gets 3 dB. But the normal wording is, if you look it up, 10 decibel is twice as loud. So we're more than 10 dB louder, more than twice as loud as that stock system. Let's play some music through Epidemic Sound. It's going to be copyright free. We'll go ahead and keep this on so we can see if it's how much louder it is with music, but I'll let you hear what it sounds like as well.
Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the...
All right, so as you know, on these new bikes, and if you didn't know, anytime you see that little battery saver light comes on, that means you played with it too long, you ran the battery down, and it turned the volume down for you. But before we got to that point, 122.8 dB, that is a very, very loud system. Between 120 to 130 dB is the level of a live rock concert, and 130 dB is a jet taking off with you standing next to it. So this is a crazy loud system, but it's still crystal clear. It's still punchy. It's still got great mid bass, and it has so much better overall sound, not just being louder than that stock system. I hope this video was informative. I hope it taught you something about our Hertz audio system at Volunteer Audio and how it compares to that stock system. I hope we also, if you watched our step-by-step video series, helped you get all of this put in your bike as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to put this in your bike, give us a call at 1-844-30-AUDIO. We'd love to talk about your bike, your build, your budget, put together that perfect system for you. And if you want to put it in yourself and you don't want to call us, go to volunteeraudio.com, check out our guided plug-and-play kits, select your bike, you'll find this package right there available to look at and purchase. Now, remember, at Volunteer Audio, you're never going to get stuck. We're not going to stick you with equipment that doesn't work, because we preset and pre-test everything that ships out. We're not going to stick you with a system not meant to work together, because we've tested it and put together perfect plug-and-play packages designed to work in unison. And you're never going to get stuck after the fact, because we warranty all of our systems here in-house. So if you ever have a failure of a product, Volunteer Audio is going to be here to stand behind it. Last but not least, while you're installing it, we have great step-by-step videos to keep you from getting stuck in the middle of it, and we have free lifetime tech support. So as you're doing that install, if you get stuck, you call us. We're going to make sure we walk you through getting it done and getting it finished. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this bike. Comment below and let me know. What do you think about the system as well? I want to hear about you, where you're from, what kind of bike you have, and what you think about the video today. Like this video, that's going to help us. It's going to move us up in search results. We appreciate you doing that as well. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook for the latest in Harley audio. We can't do this without you watching, without you supporting, and we really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And as always, God bless.